Hey guys, Dr. Prometheus here. Welcome back to another replay we had. Playing a 3v3 on two-way. I think this is. I think I'm right. We're going to be on red. We are working with the new 27th Guards Infantry. Pete is working with the 79th Guards Tank, and Bartok's going with the 35th. We're going to be taking the left, Bartok's on the right, and Pete is in the middle. We're heading off against Chet, who is a Stalker, Discord. He's on the left side playing with, actually Chet's on the right side, I'm sorry. On the right side playing as the 5th Division Blendee. We have Crick on our side on the left, going to be with the 82nd. And Joe is playing with the 2nd Panzer Grenadier Division. Essentially, this game concentrates on a massive battle pretty much in Charlie. So we're going to be looking at our view because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. And so, yeah. Looking at what we're seeing, let's go with Blue 4 first. Crick is going with a lot of airborne, trying to take over the city at this. This Humvee, couple scouts. Does have an Apache coming up, which may cause some issues for us. Joe going towards a heavy middle. A lot of recon coming in, as well as some Jaegers. So going to try to take command of this northern wood area. And then on the right, what we're seeing is a push here. A lot of recon coming out, and then infantry coming in with reservists, some... Who are these? Grenadier Voltigears with the Appealus. And so he's going to be pushing up to see if he can take at least this portion, or maybe the north side of the village. For Bartok, playing with the 35th, he has the forward advance. So with this, he's going heavy into occupy the town and take over the northern portion to prevent Stalker from getting in here. We're kind of mixed in with Pete. Pete's coming in with a couple of... Well, that's our T80. Right? That's my T80. Yeah. So we're coming in with a couple T80s. Come up with that. Pete has some T80 BVs. Some IZDs. So he's going to be taking over the middle. Let's kind of let this go and... see how this kind of ends up. So pushing up here, forgot to move these supplies up, no big deal. But we're going to be taking our first piece. Gonna be taking this. We're going to move up this Sapri up here to get that command. Moving up our Mi-24 to take a forward position to see if anything comes down this road. See if they try to forward deploy. Because the biggest issue is these houses here and then this house. If he actually gets up here before us, it could cause some real big havoc and put it on the back foot. And if we're put on the back foot along here, I'm not very good. I've found out a way to kind of repel this. So I kind of know how to make this line static from here. And this is what we're going to try to do. We finally see the scout C up here with the minigun. Typically, we'll see some people come up with the AA one, and I'd seen the AA a lot. I mean, realistically, we should not have thought that much. Here's the AA one. It's the C. The CS here. And then the Apache. Coming up, the Apache is going to get eyes on our Conquerors here. A BMP-2 is going to take shots at the scout. Try to scare it off. We do lose our recon up here. And then the Apache trying to get these Tunguskas. They don't move up fast, and with me, I need to learn how to just move stuff. Like, not like, because you can hit like the Q and you move it, which is a combat move, and it stops at max range. Well, the max range is going to be where the air rifle, the actual missile is. 300, so it never really gets in range of this 20, like the 2650. So that's why you're going to see this. I'm only going to be firing missiles at it. I just need to be better with that. Luckily enough, it runs out of mostly all the missiles it needs to. We smoke out, and from there we ensure that, well, it doesn't matter because it curves around the smoke. But that Apache's out. We lose some bit of our force, our forward force there, but we push off his air. In the middle here, we've taken this. We have a ticking by 5. Bartok easily takes his position, and now we have established our line pretty much from here across here, and then from this road and kind of swoops around. We've established a northern push in here. So critical mass. Bartok has the, from the church, has the Spetsnaz Sapri up here. Snappery subs. I say it backwards, okay? But you can see everything out here. There's going to be a lot of air coming in the middle. 2 jets coming in. These are Tornado IDS ATs. One is going to, well, actually, they're both are going to miss, but one finally takes a hit. Not enough to get it to go off. We bring in our MiG-29. Our MiG-29 comes in. It does chase off the seed, but unfortunately what we're seeing is we don't get either one of those tornadoes. So just some bad luck here as Pete fighting here in the middle, who stagnated this, and our idea was stagnate this, and help Pete through here. Like in retrospect, I should have actually pushed through these trees and occupied this space here. And occupying this space would have actually been able to turn this and actually helped Pete more. That's what I wanted to do, but just I should have thought about it before and just shoved some troops at this point right into that space. Another jet coming in from Stalker. To come in, it is a Jaguar AT. Gonna be hovering around here for a little bit until they can see a tank. This T-80 gonna take the shot here on the Lux. Bartok has his MiG-29 back here. We're getting up some Iglas just to get and deal with some of these Gazelles and whatever helos come in. I go ahead and mark, hey, that Gazelle's up there. Gazelle's gonna take a shot at the T-80. It's gonna smoke off. Tunguska misses once. Tunguska misses twice. No artillery's gonna come at it. Tunguska misses a 3rd time, and it's gonna be stunned, and this Gazelle Hot is going to, well, it should have been able to get away, but it's now stunned as well. But it does get away because the Tunguska does have to move, so it doesn't get hit by artillery. Alright, so we're starting to see some of these forward units. A lot of recon coming up from Bartok, a lot of recon coming up from us. Pete's going to move up, start engaging in this wood line. One thing also to note is, say you had a Spetsnaz unit here. I'll use this for example. Up on top of this mountain, you can actually see everything that could pose you on the woods here. And everything just about to this range, which would have been helpful. Yes, this is behind our lines, but it would have been helpful to see what's in these woods. Also on the back side, I believe if you're up at this point, there is a backward point back here where right here, if you could get a recon up in this area, you'd be able to see what's through this road, and that's what their reinforcement is coming through this road and through, and we know it's coming through this road. So it would have been a smart to have that, to take care of that position, and then from there be able to see what's coming through and being able to see everything in this area. But I'm still learning some of the recon placement, and I've kind of learned how to do that from a couple of players that I've watched on YouTube. So shout out to those guys. I think it was Saucy around here. I don't remember what his actual thing on YouTube is, but him, and then watch some games of Vulcan playing this in Steel Division, and then getting the hang of how recon can be. This recon right here, you could see out to about 250, you'd be able to see that those units coming in. At least Spetsnaz can see this unit here. This can't see it. So I wonder if the sight is because the motor Strelky can see out in the open here. And that's why we're seeing those units. T-80 of Pete's going to start hitting. We're going to bring in some air reinforcement here. Crick is going to probe us with this Blackhawk, and this Igla is there all day long. It misses once. It misses twice. No, it hits that time. Reloading, looking. Blackhawk does start engaging, and it misses that time. So the Tor is there. The Tor is on. We're waiting for the Blackhawk to get close to it. The Tor ends up firing on it. Tor ejects out, misses it. It's too close, really, for a Tor. Tunguska starts firing. So the Tor, if you don't know the mechanics, pretty interesting AA piece. So on the top of it, once we actually get Tor, we can look at this one. So the Tor on the top, you see it right there. The missile comes out on top here. It has an arc. So what it does is it'll shoot up and then curve over. So there is technically a minimum threshold of a Tor because it doesn't automatically fire when it comes out of the weapon. So for example, say the Tunguska has these tubes. These are launched right out of the tubes. So it's got a little delay. I think it's still an ejection system with the Tunguska, but the Tor has a massive ejection system to put it up, and it allows it to fire up in an arc. So real world wise, you'd use these for long range helicopters, high flying helicopters, or aircraft. Still point defense more than anything. So this would be for your long range protection, for your long range assets. We started seeing more and more of Joe pushing up in this area. Let's look at the neutral to kind of see how everyone's set up. Just so what we see here from Crick, just pretty much static. He's gonna get slow push over here, but ultimately we'll end up stacking units over here, and that's what we're kind of anticipating. A push from the woods, because I didn't see Crick. What I don't know is, well, Joe is holding this, and Crick is starting to put some units out in the tree line here. To kind of give another idea is Stalkers put a line of infantry here, and Bartok isn't really worried about pushing through this. We had talked about it, but eventually when this gets contested, this area, because of the front line kind of moves up, that there's no way that Bartok can move all the way back here, and that's why it becomes a part, like a big fight on this side. So massive amount of units flooding the middle at this point. So here we brought in the guided Akatsia. There she is, getting ready to fire. This bad boy has the radar guided indirect. So just as long as it's within a recon radio that you see here, which is the radio range, then the shots will be very accurate. So the shots are coming in. We've changed the target because that one's smoked out. We're gonna start hitting around here. Just outside of that range, so I probably need to beware a little bit more. But also, I should have taken into account what I can see on the field, because I re-aim it again at the Leopard. And what I really need to look is, a lot of people keep their tank stationary. For like this Milan here, that is just sitting here, I should have just artilleried this. Should have artilleried this Martyr or this Milan. So we bring in a bunch of Paul Machine Key and BMP-2s just to take over this area. Because we saw Joe kind of bring this across. We wanted to bring something. We're going to stop these Grenadiers from moving across. The Leopard is going to start engaging us. That's done. Now the BMP-2 is going to start engaging the Leopard. And the BMP-2 does take a shot from the Leopard. This one does. But we're able to kill it. However, I think either the AT from the Tornado or the Milan hits us. Finally, we do take down an aircraft, though. And then we followed up trying to get his other Tornado. And we try to pull off, and it's just not going to work. We see the IHawk here. It's just a little bit out of range. That MiG-31 hits the Mirage. Pete tries to get the other MiG in there, and he does kill it. So good success there for the MiG-31s. We still have no idea where some of the other commands are. We have not really seen a command, which is kind of interesting. Just haven't had it. So this one, I know Joe's going to do a lot of counter battery fire. So I move around. I take 3 or 4 shots, move around. Right now we're engaging Leopard 2A3. So in case that Joe wants to push it forward, it's not going to be as effective. We're going to get some hits on it. But again, long range artillery, not going to be really effective. But that one hit square on. And I think from there we are going to stop and we're going to move. So this Leopard 1. Gonna take some shots. There's Leopard 2 there. Tornado comes in with the MW1. Tor gets it, or the Tunguska, one of the two. They both do engage. Artillery starts coming in. We start hitting this area behind the infantry. Infantry starts getting hit. Bartok now feeding this as well. So at this point, we're feeding everything into the small area and here. No contact yet on the outside. That's one thing. Seeing a bit over here of a push. And Crick is slowly moving up his forces in the woods. So it's slowly coming to a head on that side. Bartok coming in with the Basilisk that doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Like, it's slowly hitting it, but Basilisks don't do too much. We bring in the MiG-29 just because I want to cover for the Su-17. It misses. Actually, it finally hits. This AT just, unfortunately, does not have any targets. We do lose one. Aircraft has an issue coming over this area. We lost sight of this, or we destroyed it, one of the two. And I say, hey, I want you to hover back here. Well, where it hovers ends up being a little bit too close. It takes one missile. And I see the AMX-30 here. I'm like, let's go for it. We kill that, go over. Mistral takes a shot. Mistral can't load fast enough until there's another AA piece behind it. Unfortunately, that's the Roland 3. The Roland 3 comes out of the woods. It does hit me. So pushed by Joe across the field, we start layering this with Polmashinki. Over on that side, we're holding this as best and as much as we can. Rosetka here, doing the spotting of anything that's coming in this area. Leopard, both of them are here, but that is the BMD taking shots. So what we're gonna do is start. Well, we did bring another Acacia in, and so one did get hit with a couple of rounds. We start already striking what we can. So start seeing these stingers and a couple things. So Crick's starting to move in this area, and I start preparing myself for a possible push. Artillery coming in and hitting these two leopards, trying to just back them up. Bartok being in this area with Pete, pretty much trying to extend out their flank. So this is the hardest flank to push. Now that I think about it, we should have pushed here. We would have pushed into this area and up and around. We could have actually flanked, exposed this, collapsed this, and then been able to take this. But you live and learn. You live and learn. A rush here by Stalker trying to get into the town after smoking. Conquers takes one shot, but it has no more. The Spetsnaz doesn't have any incendiaries. Polmashinki does a couple anti-tanks. Spetsnaz getting ready here. Enters in. Polmashinki takes a shot. It's going to kill one. Reservists are out. The second one's dead. Hits from here. Gonna have a HE. He does hit his own unit, but it does not kill it. And that will be the death of all of those units in that area. And it does get away with one hit point. Jaguar coming in the middle. So Pete with the MiG-31s misses. MiG-29's coming in for Bartok, looking. One hits, and there is two more missiles, and it hits it. It's going to be down, though. Everything. Blackhawk's coming over. So we're going to see the Tor take a shot, which is going to be hilarious again, I think. Tor not able to see it. We were put artillery on the Milan, so that one's down. It actually goes down pretty quickly from the BMPs.
Warning.
So as we see, Stalker has a little bit of a move in here. Tornado AT doing some work. Tor misses. But there was a shot long range from the MiG-31 that takes out that AT. iHawk trying to take a couple shots. It does lose that fight, unfortunately, that time. So the Rozvitka, and we find those Grenadier Volt Gears. We're going to bring up an Mi-24 just in that space so we can repel this. We don't want this flank to lose. So we're going to put this Mi-24 here. We do lose our command because we get hit with artillery. I think it's aimed at this T-64, but they could have seen that from there. The Mi-24 taking shots. They're at a +3 tick. Pete bringing in some BMP-1s with some motor striking Metis. Mi-24 is going to finally see the Pioneers, the arm burst, and there's going to be eliminated. The shots coming in. We thought maybe here was where the command was. We know there is some supply going on. We put the HE down, but unfortunately what you're going to see is we missed the supply. It's here. We missed the supply. So a bunch of tanks. Artillery is going to come in. We start hitting. One is this Fliegerfaust that's back there. And then we saw also another air unit back there. T-80 kills that. Gonna take a shot. Kills the Martyr. Leopard 1 misses. And T-80 hits it. Now the T-80 does have an autoloader. So that's why even though they are a little stunned, they are able to fire faster than any of the other tanks. When you start getting any stress, any suppression, anything like that with the cohesion on, say, an Abrams, which has regular loading, then in that case you actually do lose some reload speed. What I also learned though with that is, while you lose cohesion with actual accuracy, so your accuracy goes down when you lose that cohesion, when you're that close, that's when the T80 BV is going to outshoot, because really if you have a maxed or a minimum cohesion T80 against a minimum cohesion Abrams this close, the T80 should get more shots and win every single time. So that's one thing. Has some T8s coming in. I'm not very good with the T8s, so we might move to eventually the, I think it's the SU-17s, which we had earlier. Artillery coming in. So at this point, also what I need to learn, and this is a learning experience, is they have a lot of artillery. If we had, say in this state, because there was a little fighting over here, we eventually get an Mi-24 out over here. But if I were able to get an aircraft over here to come back on this side, we could have just hit their stuff. But it's kind of in a way frowned upon, at least in our community, how we play. So we don't really do that. We start trying to aim for the Milan. We're starting to see a little stress happen from everyone. Trick smokes us out. Aero rifles are going to get hit. This Mi-24 is in perfect position to not be able to be hit unless you're out like in this area, but you'd be able to actually see it. But this position it's in is just amazing. The shots coming in, trying to hit that martyr. Pete's T80 BV still doing work over here. Aero rifles, one will sneak through. You see here, one will sneak through. The BMD will get hit by it. The aero rifles does have the law, so BMD does get stunned. We're trying to bring in more supplies, at least Bartok is. We don't move this supply in time, so it will be taken over. Unfortunately, we'll lose that supply. There it goes. Our commandant here is now a T80. Mi-24 finally beginning hit by a Stinger that's like just out here. Mi-24 though is going to push back. This Mi-24 can we dealt with the problem over here, and now we have a situation where we just use this Mi-24. If we see anything, we can take it down. Just hopefully there's no anti-air. Now to combat this, you would have an anti-air somewhere over here, but with this Conquerors has a good idea where this is. So we see this. We immediately know to expect another push over here. So I ordered 2 more units here, move up. Then these BMP2s are gonna flood into this area here. BTR, the aero rifles is there. I start moving the Polmashinki, trying to get that supply back. We're gonna move this T80 though to deal with these aero rifles as well. And the aero rifles with the law will struggle to pen a T80 BVK without being stunned. Unfortunately, this supply vehicle is gone. So we put one of our Acacias, this is the non-laser guided one, on, what is it, the counter battery? The issue is, I don't think we actually kill any of their actual batteries. Let's see, it's aiming. My other Acacia is aiming pretty well right now. Okay, so it started to fire. Let's see. It's going deep. Missed. That missed. That missed. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So AMX comes across, gets clapped by the most striking Metis. We're moving in more to kind of get this Polmashinki up, kind of heal as much as we can. We're slowly moving up this Acacia because it just does not have the range to hit everything. But we are hitting whatever we see hiding in the trees. We did bring up this Mi-24 AT. And we're going to bring up some T80 BVs in this area to kind of push this. So we have this good push by Pete getting ready. Also with that, a couple more tanks over here by Pete. I feel like we have this, especially with the BMP2s. Now again, we should have just gotten a recon here. Like right up in this area. Seeing if there was anything in here, which at one point there was a tow here, and I should have pushed infantry through here. I should have exploited it, but too late at this point. So artillery coming in trying to counter battery us. So it's these three back here that we saw are counter battering. So Mars coming in trying to hit the MTLB Basilisks. There's a little cannons on them. See how they do. Bartok getting this motor stroke Metis all good here. Rolling 3 and start taking some shots. It's gonna actually be destroyed. Rosetka against the Milan 2. It's in a situation where I'm not sure. Is there a minimum range for the Milan 2 here? I don't think so. I'm not sure why the Milan 2 does not engage. This Rosetka is just going to close. And we have a funny situation where that happens, which is very weird. So here comes our Mi-24. That goes down there with the seed. We see Stalker start to try to push inside Bartok's space. Here's our two T80 BVs, which we want to push through either this lane or this lane, depending. Most likely this lane. A pretty long game though. Leopard 2 dodges that. Starting to see more infantry here. This T80 did take a couple shots at the infantry that was here, so it starts to get hit. We're going to move the T80 over. There's another AMX down from the motor striking Metis. Us switching out our helos, getting Mi-24 up, get this Mi-24 back and to the base. I thought we did a pretty good job of rotating those. This Acacia is still up, but unfortunately we lost our other Acacia by not moving it after we used it. So Milan takes a shot there. Abrams out here taking a couple shots from Pete's T-80s. Another shot takes it down. We're gonna move this. I thought, hey, if we move in this space, this will be good. We stop there. Move up this T-80. Does take some ATGMs from here. Gonna take one more before it actually goes down. I think it ended up taking a shot because it turned over here. Cluster comes in, missing those T-80s. We move this up because we want to take some shots. That's a stun. We take one more shot until we smoke off. Then we end up moving this tank all the way back to where it was to get healed. So at least those are down. Artillery coming in. Most artillery from the back. This line is still holding. We're good there. More aircraft coming in from Stalker. Two more. Seed comes in, hits the Osa. AT comes in. It is going to kill our T-80. Two more ATs coming in. Another T-80 BB down. It's going to move down. It's going to hit that helo. It's going to come under. Tor is going to hit it once. Tunguska is going to miss. That was unfortunate there. Could not kill one of them. This AT does go over a bunch of Iglas and go down. So at least one of them goes down. But we lose all of those tanks over here. We're going to order 3 more tanks because we're getting ready for this push. We're down. We're thinking, okay, we need to get something over here. Either maybe we push over here, or maybe we try to like smoke out and get this corner, or we push here. So we don't put all of our eggs in one basket. We say we're going to push this to kill and find their command. Push from Stalker coming to the outside here. This one is all pretty much flame infantry, so give me infantry on infantry fight here. It's not going to matter much because just outnumbered. And also on top of that, Bartok's going to start pushing up these woods. There's a Delsaniki, some Spetsnaz as well. Apache comes up. Igla does miss the Apache, so that was unfortunate. There's Dika taking some shots in the points. Apache still doing work there. At that point, what I start doing is, hey, we need air support. Okay, I'm gonna move this Tunguska and Tor over here to support. We're gonna eventually move this AT, and we just need to hold as best as we can. I did need this Tunguska and Tor on this side in case we get hit here. So it's a little bit of a risk not have as much air cover. We see the Gepard here. We're going to start targeting that with our Akatsia. Basilisk start coming in with the shots. MI-24 taking some shots from the Fliegerfaust. Gepard gets once. It's twice. One more should kill it. And actually it'll be one more after that will kill it. There's the last one. And it is gone. Okay, here's the artillery. We're going to get this up to heal this. The Tor and Tunguska, we're going to put it in this space. SG-25 getting slammed by 2 AT. We're going to bring up even more Iglas with tanks. AMX-30 is going to come out. They're going to hit these Spetsnaz and Polmashinki. They don't have a lot of AT. Tor is here, but unfortunately I can't really see anything in particular. This Tunguska here Unfortunately, can't see that Apache. This Igla, though, engaging the Apache. Another one goes out. Does hit the Apache. Looking for one more. Misses. One more from the Igla. At some point I'll hit. We'll highlight it. There it goes. And down it goes there. Another aircraft goes down. Now we're just flooding the space with units. There goes Pete. T-80 BVs coming in. The Marauders. We start pushing. Tunguska starts hitting that PA. We unfortunately don't miss. Don't actually hit it. This Mi-24, I was like, hey, we need to come up and help this. This Mi-24 just protects this crossing. So where Crick tries to come across here, but his forces get absolutely hit there. We move. Actually trying to get the Ural out of there. We're going to push 4 more BMPs with infantry. We're going to get this T-80 though up to deal with this AT-4. Mi-24 starts engaging, takes out one. This T-80 against this airborne that's already getting hits. It just does not have the ability to deal with that. Mi-24 though is going to clean it up. It's going to be destroyed though by that Gepard, but we do save the command there. So we are holding at this point. We're waiting for the tanks for our tank push. A lot of forces just being pushed and pressuring them on this flank. Thing on the left side, so a lot of units here, but the issue is with this. You have a couple of airborne, sure. They have the AT, and you have a couple of engineers flash, some LRS, some Humvees. But the amount of stuff I put in this area just makes it absolutely impossible for them to do anything. And we just completely push through all of this. Omashinki and then Motoshiki Metis holding this as best as we can. We're going to move up our tanks out here. We're warned there's some ATGMs out here. This one fires from there. We'll pull it all the way back. But at this point, they have 205. And we still have 20 minutes left in this fight. We took this one the distance. More supply here in the middle with this T-80. Our T-80s. They spot them. We're going to move them over here now. Then we saw that recon. It gets destroyed by the BMP. Another aircraft coming in, Jaguar AT. One of our tanks is hit, but the Cub and all of the air is there. I mean, that's a good kill, at least from us. We have so many T-80s that it's okay. We're going to push these T-80s up in this space. We start getting attacked out here. So, Crick does hold that. We think, hey, we're going to move this over here because we are also getting hit over here. It looks a little chaotic with that. Lucky enough, we're going to see Bartok coming in with the HE aircraft. Going to come right in. And that HE is going to go right in between the Polmashinki and the Deshaniki and actually hit all of those forces. So that was a good strike. At the end of the day, what it's going to ultimately make us do is shift this Mi-24 all the way back to the left after we see this. As Bartok's bringing up a bunch more tanks. T-64s, Pete's got a T-80. And we're holding. But Bartok does call that out. We're healing what we can here. Again, here's the Mi-24 rushing back over here as Bartox takes over this position. This is Mi-24. So at this point, it was looking pretty dire because they have a good front at this point of holding us at bay here. And it seems like they have a pretty good command of the point, and we are barely holding on to it. Over here, same thing. This Mi-24 is actually going to spot that airborne and then spot this airborne that can't sneak through. This Mi-24 does quick work. So we are moving everything back, and what we're going to do is we're going to move this Mi-24 to pretty much ensure that if it crosses there, it's dead, and then we're going to start engaging. There is a Stinger back here. There's an Avenger, Paris all the way in the back, but I mean, if it wants to peek out and get a shot, it's going to have to deal with that Conquerors. Here comes the Mi-24, just putting down a bunch of hate. That Gatling gun, both of the Gatling guns are just going to put absolutely tons of fire, push back those infantry. Now the Stinger is going to come up and take a shot on the Mi-24. We're going to bring up an Mi-24A just because that's all we have left. And I do want the gun. Arcadia here getting hit because we didn't move it. Rookie mistake. Okay, here we go, is pushing Joe out of this tree line again. So slowly pushing him back out of there. My tank's here. We're going to slowly heal those. But we are going strong here. Stinger about to take its second or its third shot. Takes it, misses it. And it can hardly see it. It's going to take a hit. Now it can... it actually just pulled off for this. Here comes some Sappery RPOs. The Mi-24 is going to stay a little bit back more like here. But now we're going to push across our EMP2. Now, I did not know there was an airborne still here. It's going to run right into the airborne, and we are going to probably lose it. And we actually don't there. Mi-24 looking for it. Sees the airborne. We start hitting the airborne. And it's going to go down before it can able to do that. So the Stinger isn't going to get a shot on that. So Pete's out here. We'll go back to our view. So we don't see anything out here, so we're going to reestablish the line and get ready. We're taking some hits with that BTR. Nothing crazy. That BTR is just tell us if anything is coming down this road. Unfortunately, it goes down. We're kind of weak in this position, but we're fighting so much over this that I'm not really worried about this position. I probably should have. Because realistically, if this was a full assault with everything Chet had in the town, or everything Crick had in the town here, it would have just ran through me at this point. We're holding, we're waiting, we're going to get our repair up on our T-80 BVs. Shots coming in. The T-64. Bartok's gonna get actually in the tree line though. Look in here, Leopard, and everything across here is gonna take shots. T-64 though is going to take good shots on that Leopard and kill that. We're gonna bring in 2 commands. It's all we have left. We're going to bring in our last 2 T-80s. Their commands, we'll see what they do. And we're going to get ready for the push. 13 left. We're going to get ready. My T-80s start getting striked here. Trying to move them out. We lose the supply. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do anything with those. Just kind of unfortunate. This supply is more vital to this. And what I kind of did was these T-64s, while they're getting hit by these leopards, they're really just protecting my T-80. T-64 is going to go down. This T-80 from Pete. Gonna look. That's gonna hit the Leopard 2, A3. It is, its tracks are broken, and we are going to hit it with this T8. Let's see if it works. This Apache ATGM coming in. There's iHawks back there. So there's an ATGM unit over here. We see it fire. It's gonna hit one of our BMP2s, which is unfortunate. We're gonna unload the rest of the BMPs and we're gonna push. We're gonna leave one motor striking menace here and a BMP2 in that position. This Tor is gonna be back here. But yeah, we kind of missed our chance to take over this position. And likely even this position, so we should have pushed up on it. Another ATGM coming in. It's going to lose sight of the BMP2s. Now these have the Conquerors. We're going to put another shield around this. So we see the Gepard there. Unfortunately, we're not going to have anything for those tanks. These T-80 is going to come up. The Scout is going to come up. Tor is going to take a shot. This time it's not far away, but it's not easy for it to hit. Artillery coming in. Now, Pete did show, or Bartok did show that there's a recon here, but I didn't actually see what they were pointing out, so we don't actually engage it. So that's what this ATGM is being able to engage. It can see because of this recon. Here comes all the artillery. Our T-80. Pete is pushing. You can tell that everyone is just struggling to field units right now. Just struggling. We will eventually do a push on the left side and try to push in here before we do the push into this space. But we're gonna move the AT here. We're gonna move the AA over here because I want to deal with this Apache. We're RDing this. So it's now gone. The Gepard. There's an iHawk back here. Milan's here. We take that one out, then we're gonna smoke and push back. We bring up another T-80 here. Now Pete's gonna deal with that Milan. We have an SU-25 coming in, 2 of them. Let's see how they work here. First iHawk misses, second iHawk hits. That iHawk goes down, the Apache takes a shot. Okay, we are ready. Pete said hell with it. Let's bring up this Barantino. And we'll see what the impact of the Barantino is once it starts firing. We lose that. So I haven't moved on the left. Artillery still raining down. Gonna make sure his recon can't see us. Is what we're trying to do. So that's down. We pull up these T-80 commands because their cohesion is high as opposed to this one in the back. It's not. We're gonna just use them as a base of fire. Trying to get that Apache to start firing. It's still out of range. This T-80 gonna start taking shots here. Roland takes shots at this AA. And there comes the Barentino. So their command is back here. It kills the command. And that is a good bit down right there. So Barentino does absolute work. T-80s just need to mop up. There goes another Leopard down. Artillery coming down on our tanks here. We're going to move back that T-80, but it's dead there. Artillery coming in. Just a hell of a lot of artillery. That T-80 is going to end up going down of artillery. So our idea now is we need to move up this flank. T-80 takes a shot, kills the Humvee. There is not much in this space, and now this is a lot of stuff in here. Now this Jaeger is here. Now all we have to do is just kill this and we're in. So what's gonna happen here is Pete is gonna push in and he's gonna take this side of the map. Alouette comes up. We have the Strela here from Bartok. It's going to engage first. Alouette's down. So here comes the push also on this side. We're just movement pushing here to just push through this, see if we can get a command in here. Obviously we're not going to push it. It's not going to work, but we're going to do it just the same, just to put some pressure over here, because it's going to force Crick to kind of think about this position, which allows us to put 3 units into this. So moving up, Striker here with the swing fire, taking out a tank. T-80 BV there on the side is going to go down. Here's our BMP-2s fighting. We pushed our Motorstruck Metis across to just try to fight and see what we can get. These BMP-2s are here. Remember, that command is right here. Pete moving up. We're moving up as well. And artillerying. We're starting to hit the Striker with our arty. Striker, one more hit and it's down. There goes the Striker. Pete has that T-80. We still have ours. Units over here have been spotted. We're still moving. Bartok trying to get up. Pete's trying to sneak in this area here. Akula's going to get hit. There's an Avenger Paris there. That goes down. That conquers. So we lose that. Still pushing strong here. A push across the field here. We're going to get this Motorstruck Metis in this. The BMP-2. We are going to call in the rest of our forces here if we need them. T-80 BBK right here. It's going to go down. We're still pushing hard. We saw the command there, and the command just goes down. So we have it for the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Will that be enough to hold this? Bartok bringing us some T-64s. There is some fire team AT-4s here, and it's not going to survive all of those. More striking meta is coming up. They're trying to push because they know our command is over here somewhere. We're moving it again. It's going to take shots. T-64 though is going to cut them off. These 3 T-64s. AMX-30 is just trying to push. Kula AT from Bartok's coming up. 2 minutes left. Missiles coming in. Our T-80 is going to hit that Milan. That's down. AMX-30 getting hit. And we have forced that advance to be stalled. We're slowly still pushing up here. Ultimately, we try to smoke. I'm not experienced with smoke. Trying to push these. What I should have did is smoke here, 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 and actually get it to dissipate, but I just didn't put it enough on it. You see, I'm actually short. So there's that. Those two will not have a chance to get there. Still a fight for the middle. We're +3. SU-24 comes in with the HE. It's going to be taken down, but those bombs should be right on. That's actually the last Gepard. Here is our T-80 push now. Pete holding this. These T-80s going to come off. Gepard goes down. That's going to be one T-80 does survive that. Milan here. That's going to hit my T-80 before I hit it. It's okay. We still have our command in. So it's good. We'll push here. We're holding. A lot of forces coming in there. These unfortunately went this direction. I don't know why, but hey, it works because we were gonna put a complete line of infantry there, which was quite hilarious. And that will be your end of the game. We do pull out a victory. A long game. It just came down to the wire and down in time limit. Now, typically we play 40-minute matches. We just accidentally put 60. That happens. But we lost a lot. We killed the least. But hey, we did it. Most of our kills by the Acacia, which was pretty good there. Got the command. Got a lot of recon there. 3 recon. Those were good with the Mi-24s. Kind of worked good work with us. So, pretty decent. A pretty good game in there of slightly pulling out the minor victory. So thank you all for joining me. Go and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.